The starbound Endeavor hummed through the void between star systems, its corridors quiet in the artificial night cycle. In the human quarters, Kira sprawled across her bunk, finally enjoying a rare moment of peace. The diplomatic mission to the Vrelnian homeworld had been exhausting, and she'd spent the last 3 weeks mediating territorial disputes between species that made lawyers look reasonable. She'd barely closed her eyes when a crash echoed from the hallway. Kira bolted upright, hand instinctively reaching for the plasma pistol that wasn't there because this was supposed to be a peaceful voyage. Another crash followed, accompanied by what sounded like ... chittering. She pressed the door panel and stepped into the corridor. The sight that greeted her defied all diplomatic training. 2 Vrelnian cubs no taller than her waist had torn open her laundry bag. Clothes were scattered across the hallway like textile carnage. One cub, its obsidian fur bristling with static, had wrapped itself in her favorite hoodie. The other had somehow gotten its head stuck in a pant leg and was spinning in circles, growling in frustration. "Oh, for the love of," Kira started. The hoodie-wrapped cub spotted her. Its 6 eyes widened, pupils dilating to massive black pools. Then it did something that made Kira's heart skip. It released a high-pitched, trilled Vrelnian distress call. No, wait! Kira raised her hands, but it was too late. Ambassador Bren materialized around the corner like a 7-foot nightmare wrapped in ceremonial armor. The Vrelnian ambassador's crest flared to its full intimidating width and his 4 arms flexed, claws extending. His species was apex predators on a death world where the plants could kill you as easily as the animals. "What is the meaning?" Bren's growl died in his throat as he took in the scene. His cubs, his precious, supposedly sleeping in their quarters cubs, tangled in human clothing. In the middle of the night, outside the human diplomat's room, the silence stretched like a rubber band about to snap. Kira watched the ambassador's expression cycle through confusion, recognition, and then something she'd never seen on a Vrelnian face before. Pure, mortified embarrassment. Bren's translator struggled with whatever growl-click his combination he'd just made. "I will remove them immediately." "Wait," Kira said, surprising herself. The cub in her hoodie was now rubbing its face against the fabric, purring. "Just, what are they doing?" Bren's crest, flattened in what Kira had learned, was the Vrelnian equivalent of a sheepish grimace. "Your scent. It is ... fascinating to young Vrelnians." "My scent?" Kira picked up a shirt. It smelled like her, like the lavender detergent from Earth, like human. "What's fascinating about it?" "Humans are prey species," Bren explained, his 4 arms gesturing awkwardly. "No natural weapons, weak bite force, inadequate claws. By all logic, you should not have survived past your planet's Bronze Age. And yet ... double quotes," he paused, watching his cubs play fight over a sock. "To young Vrelnians, you smell like the universe's greatest mystery." Kira blinked. "I smell like a mystery?" "You smell like something that should be dead but refuses to die. It triggers their curiosity instinct." Their hunting instructor showed them archive footage of humans during what you call the Resource Wars. One of your soldiers ran 17 miles on a broken leg to warn his unit of an ambush. Another dragged 3 wounded companions out of a burning building. These are things predators do not do. We know when we are beaten. We accept death with honor. The cub finally freed itself from the pant leg and immediately pounced on Kira's socks, rolling around with them like they were the greatest treasure in the galaxy. "But humans ... Bren continued, his voice carrying an emotion Kira couldn't quite identify. "Humans get beaten and come back angrier. You lose limbs and build metal ones. Your planet tries to kill you with weather, disease, predators, and you turn it into a garden. To a Vrelnian cub, that scent, the scent of stubborn, illogical survival, is intoxicating." Kira looked down at the cubs, now both wrapped in her clothes, making contented rumbling sounds. "So what you're saying is, I smell like a badass?" Bren's translator made a strangled sound. "That is, not the diplomatic phrasing I would use, but essentially correct." "Huh." Kira crouched down. The hoodie-wrapped cub approached her cautiously, sniffing. She held out her hand, and tiny claws wrapped around her fingers, gentle, curious. "You know, Ambassador, we could use this? Bren's crest rose suspiciously. "Your people see humans as weak, prey. But your cubs know better, don't they? They can smell it. We're not prey. We're just predators who evolved different weapons." She scratched behind the cub's auditory ridge, earning another purr. Maybe that's what this mission should really be about. Not hiding what we are, but showing you why we survived when we shouldn't have. Bren was quiet for a long moment, watching his offspring, his precious, carefully raised heirs to his political dynasty cuddling with the clothing of a species his government had dismissed as soft diplomats. You would allow this? He asked carefully. Allow them to keep those garments? It would be considered a great honor among my people. A gift from a survivor species. Kira grinned. Ambassador, they already smell like they've been rolling in a human hamper for an hour. I don't think I could get those clothes back if I tried. She stood up, watching the cubs with something between amusement and affection. Consider it a diplomatic gift. But you owe me a new hoodie that was my favorite. Bren's crest rose in what Kira now recognized as a smile. I will have one commissioned with the seal of the Vrelnian High Council. And perhaps, tomorrow, we discuss the real treaty. Not between predators and prey, but between survivors. As Bren gathered his reluctant cubs, still clutching their aromatic prizes, Kira leaned against her doorframe. Through her window, stars streaked past like thrown spears. Somewhere on Earth, her species had climbed down from trees, lost their fangs and claws, and decided to conquer a planet that didn't want them. They'd been prey once, but they'd refused to stay that way. And apparently the whole galaxy could smell it.